We're here today to discuss an issue that's been ongoing at the school systems. That this same thing happened less than approximately 3 months ago with Ashley Wilson's son, Brennan Wilson. And today, the same incident occurred, but with a 9-year-old child that walked up US 42 until he was picked up by an unknown gentleman and brought here to Glencoe to his home. And we're here with the mother to explain what happened. And your name is, ma'am?
Stacy Ward.
And your name?
Zachary Hamilton.
We're here with Stacy Ward and Zachary Hamilton. And well, I'll let them explain to the viewers exactly what's going on.
I called my husband to let my husband call the school to notify them that I was going to be running late to pick Zachary up. He was suspended off the bus, so they were very aware that he was supposed to be a pickup. And when my husband calls them to tell them that we were going to be running late, they tell him that Zachary's not at school and don't know where Zachary is at. So when I call them to tell them I'm 10 minutes away, they still hadn't found him, didn't know where he was at. And I get a phone call in the meantime saying my son had been picked up and brought home by a stranger. And when I get to the school, the principal comes out to tell me that when it's 3:15, 3:10, when the school's released, that all the kids are released. What I don't understand is how he has to have a note to go to football practice, but he didn't have to have a note to walk home. Anything could have happened to my son. Anything.
Ma'am, do you know the gentleman that picked your child up?
I don't know him. My son knows the little boy, but he does not know the parents.
What did the school system have to say about when you approached them when you got there? What did they ask you?
They asked me if I had found my son, and yet he was supposed to be there waiting on me, and they had no idea where he was at. He could have been at the park. He shouldn't have been at the park. He should have been waiting for his parents to pick him up.
What time did you all arrive at the school system?
About 3:45.
What time did you start walking?
Whenever I got cold.
Whenever you got cold? Cold?
For pickup. When you're pickup, you get to go after the buses leave.
And what time approximately is that?
About 10 after 3.
Yeah.
So at 3:10 they put you out of the school system, and since your mother and them wasn't there, you started walking home, or did you stay around there for a little bit?
I walked around the school a couple times just checking if my mom was there, and then when I saw that, I just started walking home.
And Miss Brown, the principal, actually walked to the parking lot to ask Zachary what he was doing. And Zachary says, "I'm looking for my mom." So instead of saying, "Well, let's go find out where your ride is," she let him continue to walk home. And he got all the way past R&B on 42, and he sat down because he was so tired from walking already. So he got a pretty good ways down 42 for a 9-year-old.
Did you know the gentleman that picked you up?
I knew his son.
You knew his son, but not him?
Yeah.
What has the school's response been on this? Have you got to talk to the superintendent or
Not
anybody?
since we got home. No, not
So
yet.
they won't respond to you?
No, not at all. And she didn't know what to say when I got there. I mean, yes, I was very upset. I mean, I was crying. Anything could happen to my son. And the only thing she could say was, "Did you find him?" Not, let's look for him. It was, "Can I find him?"
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it. The picture I have displayed here in place of the video, is this something that we really want to have in our community? With this incident happening twice now in the past 3 to 4 months, this is what it's going to be in the community. Take a time to look at this picture because this could be your child. After talking with Stacy Ward, whose son Zachary Hamilton, who just turned 9 years old 3 weeks ago, started walking home from Warsaw to Glencoe on Highway 42, which is around 8 to 10 miles from Glencoe. They asked me to bring it up at the school board meeting because she was still shaken up and upset over the whole incident. Here's the response we got. What people need to realize and remember is Deb Brown, the principal in question that Dot Perkins talked to, is her twin sister. And here was the school board's response.
Okay, now moving on to any citizens or delegations that need to speak to the board.
Yes, ma'am, I have a question. We done an interview this afternoon with a Zachary Hamilton, who is a 9-year-old child that walked up 42 that is a pickup. Does the school board have any comment on that? His mother come to pick him up. He was not on school property. We done an interviews. What this is the second time within, what, 4 months this has happened. A child left to leave school property without anybody knowing. What's the school going to do to address this issue? Is it going to take a child to get killed for the issue to be addressed?
I'm not aware of the total situation yet. Haven't heard all the details or information. I've not talked to the principal about this situation. I don't think all the information is available. It does involve a child, so we cannot talk about it publicly.
I've got permission from the child's parent to.
I don't have permission from the child's parent. You can talk to her all you like. I don't have that permission. We're not going to talk about the child at a public hearing or a public board meeting. I'm sorry.
I was just asking a question I was told to ask.
Anyone else need to address the board?